Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
The following portion of the news is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
A date for the Abaco by-election has been announced. Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Keishel Adderley. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news this afternoon. Well, earlier today, Prime Minister Perry Christie previewed the announcement, and just within the last hour, a statement from the Ministry of National Security revealed that the Abaco by-election will take place on Monday, October 15. That's in the North Abaco constituency. According to the statement, the Ministry of National Security wishes to advise the general public that the minister with responsibility for parliamentary registration and elections today advised the Governor General, Sir Arthur Folkes, to issue a writ of elections for the election of a member for the vacant North Abaco constituency. The statement goes on to say that the public is further advised that nomination of candidates will take place on Wednesday, the 26th of September, ahead of the October 15th poll. Now, observers have been anticipating the North Abaco poll for months. It was, of course, brought on by the resignation of former Prime Minister and North Abaco MP of 30 years, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingraham. Mr. Ingraham announced that he would resign his seat on election night, May 7th, after losing the elections. In just a few minutes, we'll hear from the chairman of both political parties on the pending election.
PLP is ready, willing and able. And the good people of the North Abaco constituency are ready to embrace a breath of fresh air and a new beginning with Ronaldo Curry and the Progressive Liberal Party. Prime Minister Christie will be going to North Abaco, I think as early as tomorrow, and he will officially launch the party's campaign there in North Abaco. And to reach out to the people of North Abaco to ask them to return to the fold of the Progressive Liberal Party. They were represented before Mr. Ingraham came on the political scene by the distinguished Abaconian, Mr. Sherlin Bootle. And the people of North Abaco, as I indicated, are prepared, willing, and able and ready to return to the Progressive Liberal Party. Mr. Curry is a dynamic, energetic, creative, and a decent family man of long standing in the North Abaco constituency. A man who is highly respected, well liked, and well loved by the people of Abaco. He stands ready to embrace the new beginnings of the people of North Abaco.
The FNM is very confident that when the people of North Abaco do a comparison between the record of the FNM under Hubert Ingraham's leadership and the record of the PLP in Family Island development, we think they're going to recognize that the FNM is a party that has been committed and focused on their development, and that at the end of the process, the FNM with Greg Gomez will emerge as the victors. We are greatly encouraged by the outpouring of support that we've gotten from the people. Our campaign is very well organized. We've got strong combinations of people from the North Abaco constituency, as well as committed persons from the Providence and a few other family islands who have been on the ground. So people are very busy connecting with the folks in North Abaco.
Well, in other news tonight, when police issue their next crime report, the numbers will not include minor crimes. Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade told members of the media today that petty crimes tend to overstate crime levels in the country. In this report, Andrew Knowles tells us how the force will treat categories of crimes from here on in and gives us the police commissioner's assessment of relations with the public.
Minor crimes like burglary, petty theft, and stealing from vehicles have normally been grouped with major crimes in the police crime statistics report. But once the latest report is released, Police Commissioner Alison Greenslade intends to have them listed separately. He insists that merging minor matters with serious matters to bolster statistics is making the overall crime picture worse than it really is.
In the international community, that makes us look bad. I'm a professional police officer. I've traveled the world over. I sit with police colleagues at every level in the world. And in their forces, they don't add their minor crimes into their major crimes. As a matter of fact, in many countries, crimes are screened out. If you were in some countries today and your vehicle was stolen, a police wouldn't respond to that. You'd have to go and just make a report at some point at the station and move on. Go and tell it to your insurance company. We do the opposite. We go and we look for your car. That's what we do.
Now the police commissioner maintains that crime statistics are down. He credits the success to a number of initiatives, including Urban Renewal 2.0 and intelligence-led policing. Additionally, he believes that the relationship police officers are forging with the community is reaping some good benefits.
Already, based on the work that we're doing in our schools, we believe we've prevented some very serious things from happening. And I'm satisfied about that statement as commissioner, based on what I know. And then, of course, in our wider society, Bahamians, residents of this country, are stepping up now and telling us where things are happening before they happen and when they happen. We're finding weapons. We've recovered, to date, 375 illegal guns right here predominantly in New Providence.
And as for the most current crime stats, the commissioner says he anticipates releasing them by the end of the month.
Yes, I'd like to do something around the end of September so that I can give you it in quarterly chunks. So I'd like to take care of the first 3 quarters of the year, and I was just waiting for the end of September, and then I will cover that off nicely. You can have as much statistics as you wish.
Andrew Knowles, ZNS News Network.
The Inter-American Development Bank, or IDB, has funded numerous government projects, and according to State Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Michael Halkitis, while national security and social assistance have been priority, the government is now looking into developing other programs.
For example, some of the programs that were left over from the previous administration that we are bringing to a conclusion, customs modernization, and actually the social safety net program, which was started back in 2004, so it spans actually 3 administrations, where the IDB, the work went on, and now we're bringing it to a conclusion. So what it is you're developing a program, and you're looking to see where they can assist, either through lending you money or giving you access to experts or giving you access to grant funding, and just refining and moving forward.
In other news tonight, police have charged 27-year-old Foxdale resident Melbourne Bain with aiding and abetting in the murder of John Sinatus. 39-year-old Sinatus was gunned down while at John Street between Market and East Streets on April 10th. He was the 34th murder victim of the year. Meantime, Melbourne Bain is also facing conspiracy to commit murder charges in the case of John Sinatus. He's charged with aiding and abetting in the attempted murder of Nathan Mackey back on April 10th. He's due back in court later this year. Accused attempted murderer Nicole Oculus is a free man tonight after a 9-member jury found him not guilty late Monday of trying to kill John Lubin in a cutlass attack back in September of 2009. The jury initially returned a 5-4 not guilty verdict, but the court ordered them to retire and weigh the evidence again. Following deliberations, they returned with a unanimous not guilty verdict. Presiding Justice Vera Watkins then ordered Oculus to be released from prison. Ramona Farquharson Seymour defended Oculus. Marisha Walks, the woman behind Lamont Pays the Bills, has been convicted of operating a financial services business without a license. Today, a court fined her $35,000 and ordered her to pay her victims. According to court records, more than 800 people paid processing fees of $500 each to obtain loans ranging from $1,000 to $5,000 from Walks, the operator of Lamont Pays the Bills. The business was shut down by the Securities Commission back in 2010. In his ruling, presiding magistrate Darren Roll Davis told Walks if she doesn't pay the $35,000 within 3 months, she'll have to serve 2 years in prison. He also ordered the return of all loan application fees and seized all accounts operated by Walks and her companies. The confiscated funds will be used to pay the victims in the case an estimated $500,000. As the country prepares for a referendum on gambling before year's end, another referendum on constitutional changes and oil drilling expected to take place by next April or May of 2013. Bahamas Petroleum Company executive Mr. Paul Gustave said he welcomes the regulations the government plans to put in place before the referendum, which will decide whether or not the country should proceed with oil drilling in Bahamian waters. Well, still to come, you may think you're hearing angels coming out. Find out why they're singing. That's after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by